Hello, you are welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Alan and I'm from Uganda. Right now, I'm living in Budapest, Hungary. And today I'm going to have an interview with my colleague who is currently in Uganda, in Kampala, the capital city. And so me and Nicole, we have been friends for quite some years. And today we have a different topic, actually something that everyone understands because it's been going on for now 2 years and some months. We are going to talk about how COVID has affected the youth in Uganda, especially Nicole herself, since she has been in Uganda ever since she came back from India from her internship. So let me give her a chance to introduce herself so that we can go ahead and talk about this topic. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, Alan. Thank you so much for inviting me to your channel. I'm very, very glad and happy to be here. Yeah, I've known Alan now for quite some time, I think like almost 3 years. So we definitely have a long travel history together.
Yes, me and Nicole, we first met in India. That was 2017. Then we separated. We went back to Uganda. Then we went to Russia. But she was in a different city. I was in a different city. And then we again reunited in Uganda for a couple of days. And then we again reunited in India before I came to Hungary. And then from Nicole's side, when she finished her internship from India, then she went back to Uganda, and that's when COVID hit. So we are going to start from there. How was your experience with COVID while you are still in India?
Well, my experience in India was quite tough, especially since COVID hit, because initially I was supposed to leave India around April 2020, that was last year, but because of COVID, they ended up extending my contract until November. And it was so tough because most of the flights were super, super expensive. Like I couldn't be able to book, any flight at that particular time that I wanted. And also things in Uganda were really so crazy at that time because they were, charging people like a lot of money for quarantine. You have to pay for your accommodation that was $100 per day, and this money was not even covering your meals. It was separate. So it was very, very tough. I didn't come back to Uganda around April, that time that I was meant to come. So I ended up pushing my time until around November. That's when I left India. So yeah, currently I've made a year now since I came back to Uganda.
Okay. And how is the situation right now in Uganda?
Well, we are getting there. We are getting used to. I mean, it's COVID has really changed a lot of things over here, but we are starting to readjust slowly by slowly. So far, we've had like 2 lockdowns ever since, ever since COVID started. And right now, we are still trying to go through that whole process of vaccination in some areas and cities, but we still have quite a large number of people that haven't yet been vaccinated up to today that we speak.
Yeah. Okay. And do people take the precautions like to stay safe, to wash their hands, to do all those things that the government wants everyone to do? Or, not just the government, but the correct thing that someone has to do for them not to get COVID? How is the sensitization in Uganda, especially to the people in the village, the people in town? Is it balancing or?
Yeah, well, the sensitization has been there. Like the government has also done its part really in terms of sensitizing people. However, now that people have reached this stage whereby they're kind of tired of following those procedures. So even when you walk, on the streets, you go downtown, you'll still find so many people not wearing masks. You'll still find so many people not washing their hands or sanitizing, things like that. But when you go maybe like to more public places like the banks or hospitals, then there, of course, it's a must. You have to enter those places when you're wearing a mask. So the government came up with an announcement, like they've been talking about it for quite some time in radio, and they were saying that by next year, January, everyone, whoever has not been vaccinated, will not be able to access certain places in the city. For example, if you want to go downtown or if you want to go to the hospitals, you'll be required to produce your COVID-19 vaccination certificate. So yeah, I think it's kind of putting some people as well on panic and making them to go ahead for the vaccine. Yeah, but we still have quite a number of people who are still pending.
Okay, and are you vaccinated yet?
Yes, actually, I got my first shot on Friday just last week. So I'm going to have my second shot at the end of this month.
Okay, congratulations. Because even me, I got vaccinated, but of course, still we have to keep safe and take the precautions, because still, even when you are vaccinated, you can still get COVID.
Yeah,
it's just it's better when you are vaccinated, because then COVID won't hit you that much compared to someone who is not vaccinated.
Yeah, true.
And then talking about the situation and how has COVID affected you as a person in Uganda?
Well, COVID has affected me in so many ways. I can say both negative and positive. Well, on the negative side, like last year when when I left India, initially I had plans to travel, but because now with everything that happened, I couldn't proceed with my plans as expected. So I ended up remaining here. However, on the positive side, it has helped me, first of all, to get jobs, that I never even thought I would get, because I was so scared and nervous to come back home that time after leaving India, because I didn't know where I was going to begin from, what I was going to do. But now, I've done, like, I have opportunities. Actually, there are some jobs that I'm doing currently, like so far, like 2 jobs that I got on LinkedIn, and I never even applied for them. I never did any interviews for them. I was directly hired. So on the positive side, I can say that, yeah, it has also helped me to manage to get different opportunities here in my country.
Okay. So what exactly are you doing right now? Like, what job are you doing?
Yeah, so at the moment, I work for an Indian company. It's based in Mumbai, but I work for them here in Uganda as a technical recruiter. So I happen to recruit so many people on behalf of the UN. They partner with the UN as an organization. So I've recruited quite a number of people on behalf of the UN. And I also have some other company that I work for still as a technical recruiter for a Canadian company as well. And then I have some other one based in Denmark where I work as an HR manager. Then the last one, I happen to work as a career coach, more like a consultant for a company based in both Sweden and Estonia.
Oh, that's really good, because those are like how many time differences. So like, how do you manage? Like Canada, then Mumbai, which is India, then Uganda, then those are all different time zones. So how are you managing?
In the beginning, it was quite challenging for me because I had never done like so many different things at the same time, But as time goes on, I believe that you adapt to the schedule, the routine. So, like for example, at the moment, I'm working for the Indian company, so of course, India is 2.5 hours ahead of Uganda. So right now, I get to work with them, and then for the Canadian one, I get to have meetings with the team like around 9 p.m., which can be like around 5 p.m. in Canada. So that's like 6 to 7 hours difference. Then, of course, I get to also balance from time to time with the Denmark one, which is like 1 hour. We are 1 hour ahead of them. So I'm able to still do it at the same time because the jobs like are not that demanding and they don't really clash my schedule. And then I get to do that consultation like on my free time basis when people consult me for my services and pay for my services, then I get to do it as well on my free time. Yeah.
That's really, I mean, it's really so good. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if I could manage because I'm just here and I'm just dealing with one time zone, which is Europe, but still it can be complicated for me. So,
I know.
yeah. And so how are you helping people like building their CVs or profiles or connecting them to jobs? Like how do you manage to do that in terms of recruiting? Like what are the things that you advise your colleagues in order to get like those good jobs?
Yeah, well, a few hints that I normally give people, especially like people who approach me for like data consulting for my services and they want me to work on their CVs or their LinkedIn profiles. I always tell them to tailor their CVs first of all to the different job descriptions that they are applying for, and they have to make sure that these their CVs have got a lot of keywords that match the job description. So now it's not just a matter of copy and paste, copying and pasting the job description, but it's how you relate your previous experiences with what the job is looking for, as well as including those keywords. So when you have those keywords, it becomes so much easier for you, first of all, not to be rejected by a system that so many recruiters use called applicant tracking system. I do the same as well. I give the same advice also on LinkedIn because LinkedIn, just like YouTube, it also has an algorithm. So if your profile has got very many keywords, then the algorithm is able to push your profile to very many recruiters, to very many CEOs to be contacted for different opportunities. And that's how I've also been able to land different opportunities with these different companies as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Quick advice, and I think our viewers are really like getting to know how much COVID has changed people's lives, like yourself, because it is something which came to us by surprise, and
yes,
some people have really learned a lot. And I believe this video is going to help so many people, those who will be able to watch it and finish it and see what advice you have for the youth. So talking about Uganda, since Uganda is, it's first of all, a third world countries, like one of the third world countries. And again, I believe that most people lost jobs and most people are still home. Students are still home. Like everything is still in a bad situation. How are people? How have they managed like to switch or to understand that you can still work from home, you can still find something which you can benefit from while you are home, you don't need to walk from one office to another? Like, is this something that Ugandans have learned or have realized that it works, or people are still waiting for the offices to open, etc?
Yeah, actually, ever since COVID broke down or came into our lives, a lot of things, as I said earlier, have really changed. And one of the common things that I noticed here in Uganda, for example, even among the youths, so many of them usually live like hand to mouth. You understand, in a sense that they just have this one particular job that they rely on, month to month salary. But very many people have tried their best now to readjust their lifestyle by trying to incorporate other different kinds of businesses, just to bring that extra source of income, because now they cannot just rely on one income source. And very many people have also lost their jobs. very many people whose salaries have been increased, and probably they have huge responsibilities. So this has made them to think to another level to try and come up with maybe their own personal businesses. And also some people or some companies as well are trying to adapt to that whole new system of working from home, because this was something that was not really so common here, but now we do have quite a number of people that are trying to embrace the whole work from home module. Although just because again we still face the huge challenge of internet costs, that still remain high, the taxes, but yeah, people are still trying to manage that transition slowly by slowly.
Okay, that's nice to hear. And another thing that someone would want to know, especially those people who have not traveled to Uganda or maybe to most of the African countries, like because people like especially the youth, if we talk about the girls, I mean, they must have suffered a lot in terms of being at home, doing nothing, not having something to do like jobs, money. So like, which problems do you think that most youth have suffered or have gotten themselves into when we are talking about the youth, like the girls and the boys? In your own experience, like what have you seen that has been caused because of COVID?
Okay, so many challenges are risen due to this, especially now, like for example, the teenage girls in school, they have been like the number of unwanted pregnancies has shot like really, really up, but more so in the rural areas compared to the urban areas. Rape cases, you hear so many stories of teachers who end up lowering their students, and then things happen. There's also a lot of unemployment as well among the youths. So many students have also dropped out of school because now they have been at home for almost close to 2 years. So many of them have lost that interest of continuing with schools, and they are now, on the streets hustling. So there's really a lot of challenges that is befalling the youths, in terms of just continuing with school and COVID. However, the government intends to reopen schools next year. We are not very sure which month. Probably that might be maybe from Feb onwards, but there are plans to reopen schools, but we are still waiting for that official confirmation. So at the moment, the only people who are able to go to schools are maybe people in higher institutions of learning, like people at the universities. Not all universities, but some government ones, like Makerere, MOOCs, those ones go to school. But the rest, I believe, are still at home and, just waiting for the government to give further instructions. Yeah.
I understand. And so for the Ugandans who are right now in Uganda, and maybe they have been, frustrated, and maybe they are wondering what their future could be. What could be the advice that you could give them, the youth in Uganda who are watching?
Well, one of the advice that I would say is, first of all, you should never give up on whatever dreams and goals that you have. Just because COVID has come into our lives and has changed our lives in one way or the other, does not mean that you should give up on whatever it is that you want. So continue to have, that strong heart to pursue and go after whatever it is that you want, and also continue to as well abide with the government rules, follow the rules and regulations, stay safe, wear that mask, and just continue to take care of yourself during this time.
Yeah. And I think since I'm a Ugandan, I would also understand and give the same advice. Plus, if you get an opportunity to get vaccinated, I think you should go for it. I mean, I know some people are still like, wondering if this is real or if this vaccine can save lives. But I believe, since it is something that very many countries have combined their efforts on, I think if you have a chance, if you hear that there is a vaccination center around your city, around your village, I think you should just go and get the vaccine and and
Mhm.
change your life or get better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nicole, for sharing your thoughts and your experience right now since you are in Uganda. So we are getting the correct information. I mean, also, since you really wanted to come to Europe, or not just Europe, but you wanted to travel, because this is something that you have been doing ever since you finished your university. Do you think you still have hopes of traveling, or now you are comfortable in Uganda?
Yes, I'm very, very comfortable here in Uganda. I am, happy with everything that I have going on. However, I still have the goals and the dreams to still proceed with my travel. So I intend to most probably do that next year. However, I still have some a business that I'm trying to set up, a recruitment agency. So I'm still trying to put all these things together before I can proceed with that, with the process of traveling. But definitely, yes, I do intend to travel next year, hopefully.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for giving us that update. And for those viewers who didn't know, Nicole is also a YouTuber, and maybe she can talk about what she does on the YouTube, and also you can share with us your YouTube channel, your LinkedIn user ID, so that if someone wants to get to know you better or wants some advice or consultation, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Kazini Talks. So on there, I get to share a lot more about career talks as well as study abroad opportunities. I have quite some information regarding some scholarship opportunities that I share over there. So yes, you can definitely check out my channel called Kazini Talks on YouTube and on Instagram. My name is Madrigal Nikki. It's a bit tough, probably. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
type it in the comment section or something. But yeah, I'm definitely available.
And your LinkedIn page.
Yes, my LinkedIn page is Nicole Letaro.
Okay. Well, I will share those details in the comment section so that people can just tap on the link and go straight to your page. Okay. Thank you so much once again, Nicole. And it was my pleasure to host you on my YouTube channel. I believe you have put faith in a lot of people, especially those in Uganda and outside Uganda. And once again, people should stay safe and should get vaccinated, and they should start looking for ways of working from home, since so many offices are still closed. And of course, some of the offices, they really can't change from working to office to working from home. So if you have been working for such company, I think it's better you look for other ways of surviving,
Yeah,
getting your own opportunities, like from work to work from home, or there are so many things that you can do, and as you wait for the situation to come down.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you
Definitely.
so much, Nicole, and we really appreciate your advice that you gave us. I hope it's going to work for a lot of people. And if there is any last word that you would want to share with us. Yeah.
I don't think I have any. I just anyway want to thank you so much for the opportunity for hosting me over here. And yes, I'm definitely available for whatever opportunity or assistance will be needed from my side.
All right. Thank you so much, Nicole, and be blessed.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.